Doing?
I'm good. Let me put my headphones on. They still popping fireworks over here.
Out the live. There we go. Okay, let me know when you're ready.
One second. I'm sharing the live too.
Makeup Playing Beauty. I see you, girl. I see you, sis. We doing a book review. Empress wrote a book that I read. She read a book. I read a book that she wrote. So I just wanted to get a quick interview so I can talk to her. Oh shit! I can't do that on live. Ooh.
I'm sorry. I'm still sharing. One second.
Okay, take your time.
How's your day going?
It was good. Work sucked. It was busy today. I had so many documents, but that's the government. You know, they overwork us.
Yeah,
They overwork us.
I understand. I just got off work at 7 o'clock this morning, and then I woke up at 2 o'clock, and I'm like, "Oh shit! I gotta get on with KM. Hold on, wait a minute." I'm all frantic, like, wait. I'm like, let me wash my face. Let me wake up, and I still look tired. I
Oh
still
no,
look
it is
tired.
perfectly fine. I just got off of the my computer and my cat started giving birth, so
Oh, congratulations.
thank you. And I feel so bad because I didn't even know she was pregnant, and it had to be my other cat, Chi Chi, because I got him fixed, and Icicle, the one's giving birth now. She is the last one to get fixed, so I think she got pregnant right before I got him fixed. And I
Oh,
felt
okay.
like a bad mom because I'm like, she's gaining weight. I need to make an appointment. No, she was pregnant. So I'm like, well, shit, damn. And the sad part is,
Exactly.
I just adopted two kittens to have a total of six cats, and now she done gave birth to two. So I'm like, whatever, that's what Mother God is sending me. So hey, oh, go in there. You ain't got no drawers. Go. Okay.
That'd be my
So
baby too.
first things first, I wanted to say I enjoyed your book.
Thank you.
Um, I read it in one sitting, so I took some notes.
Okay.
And let's see. I'm trying
Sorry, I
to
got my
do.
auto clicker on here too, and it's like clicking on names, and I'm trying to like find a spot to put it at so it can like the live, but it's not
Okay.
being friendly here. Get on there.
So the first question. Okay. So starting with the poem "Beautiful Heart." Let me
Hmm.
pull it back up. I'm trying to go shift through the pages. I didn't put the tabs on here like I used to. But starting with "A Beautiful Heart," in it you put I wrote that it put in perspective why people like, for me, when my reflection of why people like gravitate for me. And I like the saying where it says, "I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I am someone's shot of Hennessy." That was powerful. Like, I
Yes.
wrote that down and I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's deep. That's deep. Especially like in the black community, Hennessy is so popularized. And so saying that, we black folks keep Hennessy in business. I'm gonna keep it real. So saying that was very reflective because I was just like, that's a drink that everybody enjoys, and you making the distinction that you only good for one person. So that really resonated for me. And I wrote down that it's nice that I connected with you. So we are like a breath of fresh air for both of us, that we're like minded. And I appreciate you putting me in the group chat because I really like that. And then
No problem.
thank you, when you put at the end of that poem, "A wave of emotions and but I'm no longer weighed by what it shows. What did you mean by that? How does it show up?
Um, so I wrote this song, oh well, poem, and I turned it into a song. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
listened to it. So,
Yes.
um, I'm no longer weighed by like past like sins or like things that used to hold me down, that used to bring me back. Thank you, Dart. They used to just put me in this low vibrational state. So I used
Okay.
to be in a low vibrational state for like a long time in my life. I was super depressed majority of my life until I realized that like, why am I doing this? I need to take control of my life. So instead of looking like how I used to look, because I look back at my pictures and I'm like, dang, I look older then than I do now. I feel beautiful on the inside. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore I look beautiful on the outside.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then we go to Half Crazy Part 2.
Okay.
And I highlighted my deities are done with the games. They are clearing my path for brighter horizons.
hmm
And what did you mean by games? Of you playing
Um,
games? What did that mean?
so when you like this highly spiritual person, you attract all these negative energies towards you, and it's just like I'm done pretending with the people that want to play the games like they're my friend, but they really not. And then they
Mm-hmm.
were sending like a lot of negative energy my way, and I could tell. So I'm like, you know what? The gloves are off. I'm not holding them back anymore. I'm not telling them to save this person anymore. Do what you got to do. Just don't hurt
Okay.
them.
I like that because that resonated with me as well because lately I would say the past like 4 months my divination to my deities and my ancestors has been coming back as pretty much the same message is that I'm holding myself back like they have put things in place and they have paved the way but for some freaking reason I'm not walking that path, and it's literally every spread. Like, you need to embrace your full power. Like, if you feel that you need to throw a hex or whatever, then you need to throw it because obviously there's a problem and we've made a way, but you it's not clicking. It's not we not on sync, and so my full moon reading was pretty much just that I need to go ahead and start writing my book. I need to go ahead and release like trauma to get past that. So when you said games, I'm like, yeah, that's on
and I,
point for what they
and I
saying.
worked on a lot of trauma healing. You read part of the biography, so you know
Mm-hmm.
what I went through. There was a lot of trauma in my hips and my back, and how you can tell is like when you like try to open your legs, you feel uncomfortable, and that comes from
Yeah.
being SA'd multiple times from different family members. So you have to learn to release that and sit with that energy and be like, I didn't do this to myself. I wasn't old enough. Why am I holding on to this? Why am I carrying this? I need to make peace with this in whatever way
Mm-hmm.
that looks for me. So,
Yeah.
um, and even like I said, fake friends, they pretend like they're there for you, and then when something goes wrong, they scatter like roaches when the lights come on,
Yeah.
or um, just all types of situations just made me just like, ugh, you know what? I'm done. I'm not gonna keep saving these people and just like asking for mercy for them when clearly I know they're on the BS because I'm having multiple dreams about it. I'm feeling the energy. When I'm thinking certain thoughts, they're popping in my head. It's like, you know what? Enough. I cut a lot of energetic cords and did a lot of healing. And I
Yeah.
took my hands off the steering wheel because I'm super controlling. So now, have you ever seen Fight Club?
Yes.
And you know how he's like, let go of the wheel. That's me.
Okay.
Like, let go of the wheel. I'm like, all right. I'm Tyler Durden now. I can't hold on to the wheel anymore.
Yes, I get that. I'm also a SA survivor as well. So it has been a quest to overcome that, especially getting past like a lot of people don't take into account like hypersexuality that comes with that and that gets overlooked Because they just think that you're a whore or something like that. When reality, you're just expressing what you think love is, or what how people like you, because your brain had got hijacked. And so I definitely resonate
Totally
with
agree
that.
with that. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
And I talked to my therapist about it, and she even said, she was like, yeah, with trauma informed care, I do teach that because people don't recognize the signs. They just think like you just the horror of Babylon. When reality, your mind has gotten hijacked, and you just going all over the place trying to heal. When you gotta sit in it. You sometimes
Yeah.
you just gotta sit in it to get through it. So I appreciate you sharing
The
that. Thank you
hijack,
so
yes,
much.
I definitely understand that. That definitely puts it in perspective for me too, just you saying that, because thinking back to when he did it to me, it's, oh, I love you. And it's like, oh, so this means love. So then
Hmm.
now you're like, you know what? I love you. I love you. I love you. And it's like, that's not love. And you're
Right.
destroying your temple. And it's like, I need to reevaluate my life. Hold on. That's not
Yeah.
where I'm going.
Yeah, of course. It definitely is overlooked. Um, yeah, the trauma informed care. I used to
Hold
be,
on.
oh, I used to be, one of the ways I healed from that is that I volunteered. Here in Columbus in Ohio, we have SARNCO, which is a sexual assault like survivor activist, and I volunteered with that. So that was one way that I healed from that. So, and that resonated with me as well, especially with you talking about that you are no longer weighted down. That really helped me to be the person that I would have liked to show up at for me. I learned how to be the person, because the past isn't, you can't push rewind, so all you got is forward. And so I try to be, not have that stuff weigh me down either, and just be the person that if someone is restricted, I don't care. If somebody, I hope that people will show up how I show up for them. And so I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. And then let's see.
I'm just clearing out the AI out of the chat because we're
Oh,
talking about, what we talking
oh yeah.
about, and AI be like, it's saying consuming substance featured in this live could harm your health.
It's okay. It's okay. TikTok be tripping. You can't sneeze you can't sneeze wrong on TikTok, and they coming for you.
Exactly.
It's all good. And then next, I highlighted in the chaotic energy. It says, "I have learned to embrace the fire in me." What is the fire that you speak of?
The inner burning sensation of creating all my projects with passion.
Oh, okay.
Yep. The
Hmm.
passion. So being more passionate instead of being destructive, I'm trying to be, restructive, create things, do all types of everything. Anything
Hmm.
that I get my hands on, because I'm multifaceted.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm multifaceted. So, I wrote a book, I do music, I do
Hmm.
digital artwork. I'm just good with my hands. I could build anything and put anything together. So it's just, I'm going to redirect that energy that I used to have with all the negativity into something positive.
Okay. Perfect. I like that.
Hey, Tanae. Yeah, I got my book here too. So I'm like, let me go back and get my book so I can make sure that we on the same page. Okay.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna skip a few ahead and
Hmm.
go to trust the flow.
Okay.
Um, okay, what I highlighted is gaze at the moon and let it teach you to release.
Mm.
What what did the moon teach you to release? And what was like the turning point of where you made that realization that you need to release from? Well, I consider the moon a goddess, but how did you? What happened so the moon can actually teach you that?
So, when I was a little kid, I always been fascinated with the moon. Like, I've always
Mm-hmm.
been fascinated. Like, I can always like stare at the moon and see different signs and different lights and stuff. And I always thought that like, can anybody else see this? Not a lot of people can see that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I learned that the moon, when it's a full moon, you're supposed to do a releasing cycle. Like you're
Yep.
supposed to release. And then for me, sorry, this might be TMI for some people, my period is synced up with the moon cycle.
Oh, nice.
So every time it's a full moon, I'm always like, oh, my body. And then it'd be like, oh, that's why, because I'm synced up with the moon. So I know that that's time for me to clear out any negative blockages, anything that I picked up that I might not want to necessarily take into the next season. And then I place the negative energy with something positive. And what was the other question? I'm sorry.
What was the situation that inspired you to write that line?
I had did a lot of research about spirituality because I've always been spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know where to look exactly for like a spiritual coach. It's not like you could just walk up to somebody and be like, hey, are you spiritual? Can you teach me something? So I started doing research on this app and then I started looking beyond myself, and a lot of things come back to the moon.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of things lead back to the moon, and like where I'm at now at night, I can see the moon and the stars super clearly. I will stay out here all night and be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this anymore. I talk to the moon.
Yeah.
And I feel like she responds to me. And then, like I said, I see these oblong shapes around the moon. And I'm like, okay, she's receiving what I'm saying because all the time I don't see that. But when I'm like
Mm-hmm.
really in deep conversation with the moon, she responds. And then, the next few days it usually rains. And I'm like, well, that cleared out all that energy. So I think about
Yeah.
it in a visual standpoint. So that way, if you see it, believe it, you can achieve it.
Mm-hmm. With your, I was trying to sync it up that you said that when your tree fell, was that the moon in Capricorn?
I believe so. So I was at my tree and
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't done this in a while. I had my shoes off, socks in the grass. I mean, feet in the grass, socks,
Mm-hmm.
feet in the grass. And I was talking to the tree and I was asking it something and I was asking for some confirmation. And I'm just
Okay.
like, I needed to clear some things up so that I can move forward without feeling guilty. Because sometimes I used to have that people pleasing energy. I feel guilty about certain things, even if I cut somebody off, even if they deserve it. I still have that twinge of like, dang, was that right? And I had to like clear
Mm-hmm.
that out. The wind came and popped the tree off, and I was like, multiple questions that I asked. I said, that was all the clarity that I need.
Right. Right. I feel that. That's very nice. I like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
And because I asked that because you wrote it twice. You wrote it in Trust
Mhm.
the Flow and you wrote it in Embrace. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right poem. Yeah, Trust the Flow and Embrace the Shift. So I wanted to make sure I wrote that down because I did notice that you wrote that same line twice. So
Mhm.
that's why I wanted to ask on it for you to speak on that. Um, let's see, Magnetic Desire. Let me
Okay.
go
Hey,
into
look her up.
that. We got okay. Okay, so can you tell me about this poem because to me it sounds like you was trying to have like a very intimate situation with someone. What inspired you to write this poem?
I was super fascinated by somebody who shouldn't have even had my attention. So it was more
Mm.
like a daydream type of poem. Like, do you know what I would do? Like, there's things that I wrote that I'm like, I'm not putting that up in there.
I get it.
And I'm like, why does this attraction feel so strong, but it feels so wrong? Get the hell out of my head. Oh my God, I gotta clear the energy, clear the energy, clear the energy. So sometimes, you gotta write it out. And I actually was gonna like take that one out. And I'm like, nope, I'm leaving it
Oh,
in there.
okay. Okay, yeah, I was like, and then also when I wrote that for us readers,
Hmm.
because they seem very intimate.
Hmm.
How did you want us to respond? I know that might sound different. How did you want us to respond to this level of intimacy that you're giving us?
Exactly how I would. Like, what was she on right here? This some
Okay.
spicy stuff right here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, because that one threw me through a loop. I'm like, wait, I was flipping through pages. I'm like, wait, this is different. I'm like, this is very different. But it's a good different. I appreciate that.
Your
And
eyes get
then,
to wandering sometimes. You be like, hey.
oh, right. And I just finished another book that has some spicy, spicy content. So I was like, okay. The next poem I'm going to shoot to is I Am Me.
Hmm.
And I highlighted where you said I'm a herbalist. So I
Hmm.
wanted to know what is your favorite herbal blend? Either to consume, do a spiritual bath, to plant, to eat.
So yesterday I did sea salt and thyme in my
Okay.
bath. Sometimes these things just come to me. I don't even know how I know this stuff, but I know it's through DNA,
Mm-hmm.
through the spirits and stuff like that. Because, my family, they come from, well, my dad's side of my family comes from Mississippi. So they did a lot of planting and herbs and stuff like that. So it's just, I feel like it's in my DNA just to be knowing some stuff. So I did sea
Mm-hmm.
salt and thyme yesterday, in the bath, the big salt. Sorry, my words are all over. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
And I rubbed that on my knees because my knees have been really sore from my job.
Okay.
So, and I felt like that did help with other things that I use. Then I like to drink, like, if I make like a tea, I just make like whatever I feel like putting in there that day. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times I put turmeric and pepper, obviously, because they have to go together to get activated.
Yeah.
I'll throw some thyme, oregano, whatever is on the shelf. I'm gonna throw it in there and just be like, "Yep, this is what I feel like I need to drink."
Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect. Because I haven't been. I know we connected, but we haven't really interacted to the point where I would know this. So when I see herbalist, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, I dabble in the herbs, not just the devil's lettuce, but I dabble in the herbs. And then
Same,
we gonna go.
same.
Yeah, I love the hey. Now I'm gonna jump to main character, and
Hmm.
I highlighted where it says I'm a goddess.
Hmm.
But I noticed that, when I see you on your live, you mentioned God, the Most High, and then also in here you said deities as plural, and then you called yourself a goddess.
Hmm.
In your words, what is the higher power that you mentioned?
I guess you could say it's God. I just say the
Okay.
high, the most high. I feel like everybody uses God, God, God. So I wanted to be a little different. So I
Okay.
say the most high. So some people might get offended by that, but I'm like, it's the same thing. Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call God, it's the same person. We all just have different names.
Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect. Do you with that do you do goddess worship?
Sometimes I haven't in a
Okay.
long time. When I wrote that, I was really into it. So there's a certain amount of deities that I do talk to and call upon sometimes when I feel like like I said, I was in that people pleasing stage. So a lot of times I
Mm-hmm.
would work with Hecate and be like,
Okay.
I just want to get rid of this and I don't want to feel like a victim anymore of like circumstances. So I want to be standing in like my goddess energy, aka
Mm-hmm.
my empress power, and
Yeah.
show people what it's like to be a real, authentic, healing person, but don't take no shit at the same time.
Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, when I seen this, I just wanted to ask if you practice goddess worship because I do. Maha Kali rules over this whole house. I'm a daughter of hers. I'm still learning her. Like I got the books. Unfortunately, here in Ohio, we there isn't any Hindu goddess temples. Like everyone focus on the masculine,
Hmm.
and so I had to learn how to consecrate her statue. I had to learn how to give her offerings. I had to learn her puja. I had to learn all that because I had no teachers. Because like nobody, like the temples I go to is all Krishna. Like if, even the ones that have Shiva in it, he's
Hmm.
like off to the side, but it's like all men. So that's nice. I wanted to ask that because in the black community you don't see a lot of goddess worship. It's mostly they're worshiping the masculine due to Abrahamic religion. So I wanted to just put that out
Yeah.
there because that was very powerful. I also call myself a goddess because I hold, we hold the womb.
Hmm.
Without us,
Power to create.
yeah, there is no life. I mean, and that's just the reality. There's no life. So I
Exactly.
appreciate you putting that in there and you sharing, um, things that you have learned and in your life. The next one I want to go to, I highlighted some stuff and you are a star, but you mostly answered everything. So I want to go to dreams.
Okay.
So when you wrote Shed the Pain, can you enlighten our viewers of how you did that in case somebody's in your same predicament?
So shed the pain, meditation, um, deep meditation and silence, like cutting off all electronics, cutting off all distractions, um, taking 30 minutes to an hour just to refocus your mind with the these glasses are driving me crazy. With the breathing techniques, which is breathe through the nose, breathe through the mouth. There's different ones where there's like fire rapid breath where you there's different meditations. So I did that. I did spiritual baths. I did
Oh.
moon cleansings. Um, Most of the time, I would like be ashamed to like cry, and I learned to be like okay with crying. I dealt with a lot
Okay.
of past shadow stuff that might have made me feel like I kept to myself and people didn't really know who I was because I was masking myself because, like I said, I was in that people pleasing. I worked on
Mm-hmm.
everything that I felt like I needed to work on. And once I meditated and then I got like a guided outline of what my main target areas were, because when you
Mm-hmm.
meditate, you either see, for me, I either see like a color, an image, numbers, and then, or like I hear a song and it lets me know what I need to work on at that time. So I just
Mm-hmm.
did a lot of spiritual grounding, healing, singing, isolating because I learned that like talking to other people wasn't helping me because they didn't understand where I was coming from. It's oh you're so quirky and this and but they don't even understand the level of frequency that I was trying to obtain. So I just did a
Mm-hmm.
lot of spiritual healing and cleansing and grounding.
Okay. You mentioned spiritual bath. Did you make your own blend?
Like I said, I just throw whatever I feel like I want to put in, and I put it all in there. I don't get like a little bag or anything. I end up cleaning
Uh-huh.
it out. I need to get some, but I don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's my bathtub. I don't care. I'll be like, I'm making me a soup. I'm finna go sit in it.
Yeah. And it's so funny, like recently, so the spiritual baths that I make these. I make these and I sell them
Hmm.
to invoke the goddess energy and higher self esteem. And so I recently learned that from a hoodoo instructor that I follow. His spiritual bath, what he does is he traditionally, which I just read this, you in hoodoo, you put the contents in a pot, you boil the pot, strain it, and then pour the liquid in there. I didn't know that because I was struggling picking them little pieces, and then I got a little organza bag and put it in there. And he was like, "No, just boil it beforehand and then dump it." So maybe that'll help, so you not picking out pieces
I
because
do
I
it
know the struggle.
sometimes when I feel like it, when I'm like properly prepared, but sometimes it'd be like, I'm just gonna go get in the tub because if I don't get in the tub, I'm gonna do something else and I ain't gonna do it. Let me just go
Yeah,
now. So I'd be like, let me just go now. That'd be my
yeah.
energy. Like, let me hurry up before somebody call my name and say they need me to do something.
Yeah, I still just dump it in there because sometimes you just gotta dump it and just let it be. Just let it all go down that fucking drain and let
Because I
it
feel
work
like once
out.
you take that plug out too, you washing it away, and then I take a shower and wash all the rest of it off.
Hmm. Okay, and let's see. The next one that was mostly all of my questions. The other ones, I enjoyed it.
hmm
And there was one point in here with 369 meditation.
hmm
What would you call your spiritual practice
Oh,
when
three
it
six
comes
nine
to those numbers?
manifestation.
Yeah.
Um, so I was doing a lot of manifestation what 2005. I mean, I've always
Hmm.
been manifesting. I just didn't know exactly what it was, like I said, until I got on this app, and I'm like, oh, I've been doing that the whole time. So I find that like when you write things out with a pencil, you can use a pen, but when you write it out with a pencil, um it becomes more accurate, it becomes more factual. And then I have like a manifestation jar that I keep on my altar, um which I have like change in there, bay leaves. Um, what did I put? Regular salt. I think I put regular salt because I didn't have any sea salt at the time. And then
Hmm.
I write letters to myself. Sorry, I'm trying to think what's in there. I
Yeah.
write
Take your
letters
time.
to myself, and then I fold them up and I put them in there. And then I what else do I put in there? There's something else. Then I got like a whole bunch of $2 bills that's like in there
Oh.
that I had got. So anything like, and then like when I find random money, I just like random change, I put it in there. I'm like, let me feed the spirit, let me make sure I'm paying the tolls, or
Hmm.
um, so
Yeah,
that's what
that's
I do.
so funny because here's my money jar. I'm actually gonna redo it. So my husband, he's very nice. Whenever he gets a hold of $2 bills, I just drop it in my money jar. I have to refresh this,
hmm
but it's so funny you mentioned $2 bills because in Hoodoo, this is considered good luck to have $2 bills on you that you blessed.
hmm
And so I save like all I never like any type of $2 bill I get, I never spend it. I just keep it right there or I put it on my ancestor altar.
Yeah, and I
So
also recently got some ancestor money. Have you heard of
oh
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I got
I
some
love
ancestor
that.
money, and like I got it from a creator who I followed a while ago. He took his page down. He had like a lot of followers. He took his page down. He came back and then he ended up having a different haircut and all types of stuff. I'm like, man, what's going on? So we actually connected, and then he wanted me to help him with certain things, and I did help him for a while until he started doing more things in the physical. He's all the way in Atlanta, but he
Hmm.
gifted me some ancestor money. I had never heard of it before. So then I started using that when he gave it to me. And so many blockages have been getting cleared from like just
Hmm.
paying the karmic debt of my family,
Yes.
my husband's family, like just paying all the debt and just like, dang. And then like even seeing it happen. In my family's life, they don't even understand why they're starting to get so blessed and things are starting to change, because I'm like, I paid for everybody's debt. I needed everybody to go past the threshold and give the what is the guard's name, the change, so they can go across the lake, so they can
Hmm.
be reunited with their family and their spirits.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Ancestor money is so important. Some like in the Hoodoo community, some people say go for it, and others be like, they don't give a damn as long as you honor them. But just doing the act where you create a safe space for a portal, well, yeah, you could create a portal for them to come through, and that you take into account, them trying their best to be something greater, because when you pass on, you there's a level of ascension that you have to go through to even be a spiritual guide, to even be connected to people. So the fact that you help them out, it shows that you love them, and so they do show up where they come and support you and your family, and actually help you get to that level of ascension, because I believe in reincarnation. And
Me too.
I don't want to go to the other side with a lot of karmic debt, because that influences whether you come back in the cycle. Because in Hinduism, you want to go through the cycle and go out to Atman, is it considered Atman? And that's like considered nirvana to Buddhists. And so I burn that money not just for me, but for my ancestors, because I don't want them to come back. The world is ghetto. Like, I I
Same.
don't want nobody. Honestly, if it was up to me, the birth weight will be zero. Like, there would be zero, because we not even treating each other's right now good, let alone birthing more people. There's like 8 billion people on the earth. Where is we burying them?
And you know what? And that's the crazy thing. They have so many people on the planet, right? And then they do all these weird things like COVID to try to, like, mass genocide, to get rid of people, to try to make room for more people. And then every time you see, oh, go get this shot, I ain't going to get that crap. What's wrong with you?
It took me a long time to get the C-19 shot, and I only had to get it because of my job,
Hmm.
because that shot came out way too fast, and they was like, "Oh, it's a reason." Trust me, I've been in the medical field for a long time. You don't just create vaccines in a couple of months. But hey, that's our government. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm not gonna tell your biography. I'm not gonna put too much of your business on there before you write your book.
Hmm.
When can people expect your biography?
I'm still in the process of writing it. I had a timeline of December, but I know that's not even gonna happen because I'm trying to do some background work on, like, my father and, like, how they even got here, to, like,
Hmm.
understand breaking curses. And
Yeah.
so I don't really have a timeline. I'm gonna say it's gonna be next year sometime because I'm still
Hmm.
working on it. So far, I got like 70 pages, and I
Oh,
took like a break from like writing it because it's a lot to like process. I'm like, I can't
yeah.
believe I went through all of this stuff. Like, what the hell? And all the phases that I went through, I had plenty of different phases where I'm like, I'm not this calm person in front of you. I used to be somebody like, oh, you do this. Like, so I'm taking my time with it because it's my baby, and I want it to be over 100 pages. I want it to be pretty thick. I want people to
Okay.
read it and be like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" Eventually, I want it to be a movie, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I appreciate you sharing that. And like when I read that biography, that's when I wrote to you. It's like, I would have never guessed. Well, people say that to me, that they would have never guessed that I've been through so much.
hmm.
And what with that being said, what was the like with all that experience that you have? What was like one thing where you stopped and was
I'm
like,
sorry, my headphone fell out. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I
"Oh,
tried to catch it.
it's okay." So, with all of that you went through, what would you say will be your main turning point? Like, was it when you went, I only know a little bit, was it like when you went to jail, or when you had your first kid? What was your turning point to where the light switch turned on and you was like, hell no, fuck this shit? What was that
It
moment?
wasn't even none of those moments. It wasn't even none
Yeah.
of those moments. It was 2020
Okay.
peak COVID. Um I had COVID. I never go to the hospital. I'm if nothing is broken or nothing, I'm not bleeding, I'm not going, sorry, unless I'm having a kid. Like, and I can't have
Yeah.
anymore. So that's not happening. So I had COVID and I was in the bed for 2 weeks,
My
basically
goodness.
unconscious here and there, like getting up to like use the bathroom barely because like I'm not eating, I'm not drinking anything. I might drink a little bit of the broth from like some chicken noodle soup, but like
Hmm.
I pretty much was unconscious. So I had a lot of what would you call them dreams? Lucid type of dreams
Lucid.
that like
Yeah.
were so like bright. I hadn't had a dream like that in so long where like I'm in the dream and it's bright. Usually I have a dream and it's like kind of dim
Hmm.
sometimes. Um and I was laying there and I had this dream. I don't remember exactly how the dream went, but it just like it woke me up. It
Hmm.
woke me up and it was just like I woke up on a different level. Like I was on a different frequency and I'm just like, once I got out of that like sickness, like it's like one day I just woke up and I was like, I feel fine.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I need to change my life. I need to better my life. And I'm like, what can I do to better my life? And I'm like, I had another baby in 2021 and I had COVID again.
Oh
So then when I
Lord.
had COVID again, yeah, I had it twice. So when I had it again, I had just had him. He was like a month,
Wow.
3 months. He wasn't even that old. And I only got it
Hmm.
because we went to Florida. We went to Florida. I wasn't supposed to go and get in the water, but I was hard headed. I said, I'm getting in this water. I didn't come all the way to Florida not to get in the water. So I did it to myself. But I'm like, I knew better than that. So I was sick again. But I'm like, he stayed with me the whole time. Like he would not
Hmm.
leave me. I breastfed him. So, but I'm like thinking like how much the milk heals you.
Okay.
So like as I was sick, I took some of that milk too, and I healed a lot faster. And I'm like, dang, we
Oh,
really can
okay.
heal from our own body. It might sound crazy, people like she
Yeah.
drinking her own milk, but no, I'm like, if he's not getting sick and I have COVID and I'm over here like looking like a pale zombie and he didn't even get sick and I'm coughing and all this other stuff and he didn't even get sick, this should work for me too. And I healed faster. Um, I'm getting off the topic. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Um,
okay. Go ahead, talk.
because I'm just thinking about what made me, because I had it twice. Because the first time I was like, okay, and then it was like, I don't remember what happened that I went and had that again. But I had got this book that's called Shamanism. I'm still reading it. I'll have to get a picture of it and send it to you, the author and stuff. I got it from the library. Now, I never go to the
Okay.
library. Like I take my kids to the library, but I never go in the library because when I go in there, the energy, I don't know what it is. It just feels so weird in this library. I don't know how to explain it, but every time I go in there, I get like a headache or something. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in here, but I can't stay in here. But this one particular time I went in the library and I got the
Hmm.
book. It's called Shamanism. I started reading it. And in the book, they were talking about a little boy who they was like he ain't sick, he going through shamanism practices, which is you go into these like coma like
Yeah.
settings, aka COVID. And the spiritual guide that I was working with on here, he told me, he's like, that's because you're like a shaman. And then we got disconnected, and then I was like, and then I got that book and I read it and I was like, well, I don't want to be a shaman. I'm not taking on that full
Yeah.
responsibility, but I
Yeah.
see, because I'm like, I'm not claiming it, but I wanted to read into it so I can understand. And I'm like, dang, every time I had that, I was really going through a spiritual upgrade. I'm really like a shaman. It freaked me out
Oh,
a
okay.
little bit, just a little bit, because I was like, it makes a lot of sense when there's things that go on, like even radio frequencies. Like I can be somewhere listening to my music, and like I will walk past the radio and it'll break up. Because when you're super
Mm.
spiritual, you
Yeah.
create you disrupt the magnetic field, and
Hmm.
sometimes I'll be out here commanding the weather.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm really getting tapped into my spiritual like gifts. I used to be afraid of them because as a kid, I could see spirits. They could talk to
Hmm.
me. but like it freaked me out. So like I had insomnia because they would be playing in my face all night and then going through all the things that I went through. And I read something else that said spiritual leaders go through super a lot of karma in the beginning because in the end you show people what it's really like to survive and maintain and become a disciplined person because I lacked discipline at one
Mm-hmm.
point. I lacked a lot of discipline because I didn't have discipline growing up. Like I did, but not really, if that makes sense. I still knew how to do and get away with whatever I wanted to get away with. You know what I'm saying? My parents were older,
Mm-hmm.
so I could do what I pretty much wanted to do. But once I really started tapping into my gifts and like I can hear people's thoughts and like I know like if somebody is on some bullshit and they coming
Mm-hmm.
towards me and they trying to pretend, I can hear a lot of different things. So that's why I do isolate and I keep my headphones on when I'm out in public because I can hear people's thoughts and their energy and I had to learn how to create an energetic field around myself so I wouldn't get drained going in these settings.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I understand that. I have two last questions.
Hmm.
The first one is trying to figure out how to word it. With your writings and your artistic abilities, how are you handling being so vulnerable in front of strangers? Because you literally put your life, in these pages. So how are you handling strangers knowing your story?
I've always kind of told my story to people who ever wanted to listen, but at the time I was
Mm-hmm.
just it's flying here. Of course it is. I told my story to people, but I was telling it to the wrong people that wasn't like
Mm.
accepting of it. Now I only like rock with people that rock with me. So,
Okay.
and how I know if they rock with me is like the people that support me on this app, if the interaction with them in real life is, genuine and it's the same every single time, or if it's fake. I
Mm-hmm.
pay attention
Mm-hmm.
to the shifts, the signs, the synchronicity, the energy exchange, the face, how they act, and I just move accordingly.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, I added the question from that response. Okay, so knowing like we're spiritual, we are sensitive to a lot of energy.
I just want to say thank you for this, because
Yeah,
this is really insightful, and I'm like happy that I could talk to somebody about spirituality and you not be like, what the hell is this woman talking about?
it's okay. No, I am an avid reader. Like here, let me pull you to. You see all of them books.
Hmm.
All of them are either in queue or I have read them. I have boxes of books behind me that I have read. So I'm an avid reader. And so anytime I get to connect with the artists, I want to speak to them. I actually have two authors, excuse me. Well, they are artists. Y'all are artists that I actually have to email because I just read their books, and I want to talk to them again. But you are most welcome. So, my next question to your response is with this book and people knowing your story and your name being on the book, how are you protecting yourself from like negative energy from people that can try to send, I hate to use this term, but it is evil eye to you. So how are you shielding yourself from that type of energy knowing that your story is out there?
Well, first I had to be okay with sharing the story and like
Okay.
putting myself out there because it's not easy telling the things that you went through from your perspective and you're always worried like, oh, is somebody gonna judge me? I got over that last year,
Mm-hmm.
2025 in September when I was let go from that job
Mm-hmm.
because I seen that like people are gonna judge you no matter what and they're not gonna have your back even if they pretend to be family. So I'm like, I'm not gonna hold back. I'm like, I done been through so many things and no one is like here caring, but I've always been the one calling. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. I don't care what anybody has to say. So by me doing that, even when I'm posting like my videos, different platforms, I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of
Mm-hmm.
hate. I get a lot of comments that just be like, "You sound dumb," and this and this. And at first, I used to take it super personal, but I'm just like, "It's a keyboard gangster. Why am
Yeah.
I worried about somebody their comments? You know, even if in real life they ask me like, "Oh, you did that?" Yeah, I've been in embarrassing situations where like I said, I went to jail. I had somebody that I went to school with walk up to me and was like, "Oh, so you went to jail? So you did this? So you out here doing this?" And I'm just like, in front of a lot of people on a bus stop. I have been
Right.
embarrassed multiple times. So it's like nothing else is embarrassing to me. I was on the news.
Wow.
So I was on the news. Let me just say that. That's not something that I'm bragging or like I'm proud about. Let me just say that. I'm not proud
Hmm.
or
I
bragging
understand.
about any of that. Um, so if I can do that. I can be on the news. I can be embarrassed. You know, why am I care about what people got to say about my book? I'm gonna say what I got to say, and if you don't like it, that's too damn bad.
I understand. Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, now I done formulated two more questions. I'm not gonna
That's
keep you too
fine.
long. I'm sorry. Um, the first question is, what is your advice to people like me that would like to write a book, fiction or autobiography? It doesn't matter. What would be your advice to people that have the idea in their head to actually get started? Because there's a lot of people, out here that want to get started. So, what would you be for us that has it in our head? What would be your advice to
Just
get that fire started?
either if you write on paper, just start. If you rather do it on a computer, your phone, just start. Don't worry
Okay.
about who's reading your work. Only person right now is reading your work is you. So you're
Mm-hmm.
your biggest critic. What are you waiting for? I used to be so terrified to like get started. And then one day I just started writing writing out all these poems and stuff like this, and I kept a binder. When you're really serious about it, you'll do things to make sure that you're serious about it. You can go to the
Okay.
Dollar Tree and get a little dollar binder, you know, the little $1.50 binder, get a pack of loose leaf paper. If you like college or wide rule, I prefer wide rule because I write really big, and just start writing out notes, even if you're just writing out little paragraphs, if you're drawing a picture. If today you went to the store and your neighbor was outside and the dog shit on your grass, talk about it
Okay.
and how that made you feel. Whatever it is you're writing about. You know what? I want to write love poems. Write it. Don't be afraid, because only person is criticizing you right now is yourself. And don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about the feedback. See, when I did it, I gave like copies to like my family, and I haven't heard anything. And I'm just like, well,
Oh.
that makes me feel terrible that I haven't heard anything. But it's like people have stuff going on, so I'm like, you know what? It's okay. And then I got people that's from this app and other apps that's like, oh, I read your book, and everybody's doing a review, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not always the people that you know that's gonna support you. So don't even think that your closest circle is gonna support you. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna be random strangers that you tell, hey, I made a book. You did? I didn't know you write, and someone else is gonna trickle it down, and then it just starts to snowball into effect. So don't be
Okay.
afraid to take that first step. And there's free resources like Google Docs. If you want to
Yeah.
start typing and you don't have Word, because I'm not paying for that, go in there and start typing. Or like I said, my best way to do it, I have a lot of notebooks and binders and stuff. If I feel I'm gonna write about something, I get a specific binder, and that's the only thing I'm writing in that binder is poems or whatever I'm writing in there. Just dedicate that one binder, notebook, composition notebook to your writings. And then next thing you know, you'll have 50 notebooks, and you'll be like, okay, now I got the notebooks. What do I do? Now you transfer it over to digital. So you start typing everything out. First, you want to know what size you want your book. What size do you
Mm-hmm.
want it? How big do you want it? How thick do you want it? And it's like, just take your time, because the process can be overwhelming. I pretty much did everything myself. My sister only helped me with converting it over to whatever format they needed on this website that I use, because I couldn't figure out how to format it. But pretty much it's easy once you start writing and figure out what size. For me, I just picked this size because the book was not, I didn't have that many pages, and I actually could have went a little smaller to make it more pages, but the more you condense it down, the words start shifting, and then now
Mhm.
you're like, now the page format isn't right. So the first thing I would say is figure out what size you want the book, so that way you're not changing the page size 10,000 times. If you know
Okay.
you only got like 10 actual pages, make it a little small mini winnie book, like one of those little mini Bible books, and be like, oh, I
Yeah.
want this to be a travel size edition. So when you're out, you got your I am affirmations at your pocket, whatever size.
Mhm.
But do that first. Sizing
Okay.
is important because sizing, it was a bitch. It was a bitch.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. You got this. You recording, right? And you
Yeah.
post. Okay. Perfect.
Yep. I screen recorded this so that way I can post it.
Okay. Perfect. Javi, I hear you. Please go out. I'm still live. Thank you. Um, this last question. Would you I have a coven because I do practice witchcraft that I created. Whether you need financial, we can't say financial support,
Hmm.
or tips, or how to say cookies. Would
Hmm.
you be willing to come and talk about, especially with having cycles with the moon? Will you be willing to come to just talk to my coven sisters about you overcoming your struggles and blossoming out into a lotus from you understand what a lotus, how you
Yes.
blossomed
Hmm.
from that muddy waters into a beautiful lotus. Would you be willing to come and just talk to us? Just not like, spill your heart out, but just if you could come out with like 10 different ways of how you healed on your journey. Would you be willing to do something like that? Because we
Yeah.
love. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because we.
Would it be a Facebook Live or be a different app? Because I know we can't say
Oh,
everything we want to say on
do
here.
you have the gouache meeting notes, like the GOOGLD?
You can send it to me. If I need to download it, I will download it.
Okay, yeah, because they have a meets that's free, and
Hmm.
so it's just an invite link that I sign up. Do you have a Gmail account?
Yeah, I got multiple. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then you'll be able to log in. But I would definitely let the ladies know. We do meet 3 different times. We meet on the new moon, first quarter. First quarter is just a check in, whatever higher education we're doing, and then the full moon that's when we meet. So our first quarter meeting is actually tomorrow.
Okay.
Do you have a moon calendar? Do you keep
No.
track of it?
Nope,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. No worries. I can send you the app. That's no problem.
Okay.
Um, let's see. We in July the 7th. So if you are available, either the 14th is the new moon, and then after that will be the 29th.
Let me just
Will be the full moon.
look at my work
Yeah,
schedule
take
real
your
quick.
time.
I'm like, what am I looking for? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What the days you said? I'm sorry.
It's okay. The next one's coming up outside of tomorrow will be the 14th or the 29th.
Oh, if you want to do it tomorrow, I'm free tomorrow. It just depends on what time.
Oh, okay. We meet 5 to 6 tomorrow, but I'm gonna actually push it back to like 6 to 7 because I have to get my cat to the vet.
Hmm. I
Um,
know my baby is gonna be up causing mayhem. at that
Okay.
time.
Do you we can work it out like later.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. We can work it out later. I will definitely keep you up, and I'm gonna send you the app to keep track of the moon. It's free.
Hmm.
That way, now it doesn't go into detail to what like zodiac we're in, but it at least keeps track to be like first quarter, waning, new, full, blah blah blah. It does keep you on track, because we do a lot of moon rituals in our coven. Our coven is based around the moon cycles. Currently, and just a side note, I'm working on finding people that are willing to teach about Hecate. So that's what we're mainly working on. But I would definitely keep in contact with you. I'm going to send that app to you, just so you can keep track since you do work with the moon goddess. So that's my contribution to you.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, I will go ahead and film a book review of your book, and I'm going to tag you. So that way, you know that once it happens, I'm going to tag you. It will probably be like later on tomorrow night after I get done with our meeting and everything. So just a heads up that I will tag you so that I can do a book review. And with that, um, for ordering your book, does it always go through you, or is it like Amazon or Kindle or
It's
anything like that?
just me at this
Okay.
point. I need to go back to Amazon and add it back to Amazon, but the formatting on there was like hectic, and I had like an issue with it, and I didn't want to deal with them because they added all these extra letters. So right now it's just through me. I only have like at the moment 2 copies available on hand. I can always
Okay.
get more. It just takes a while for me to get it from the vendor. So if anybody orders outside those 2 books, I just have to order more of them, and just mind you, I would just say give like a 14-day turnaround time if I have to order it from the vendor, because they literally make everything at this shop that's I don't remember where it is, but they make it and then they ship it. It don't take that long to ship. It just takes the longest printing everything out and putting it together.
Okay. I will
Hmm.
make sure that I put that in the video as well. Well, I appreciate you, Spoken Empress, for taking my request. Because it's not every day I get to interview authors. And so I appreciate you for taking the time out to talk to me. Whoop! That's what happens when your floors ain't leveled. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your vulnerability. I appreciate you giving, intimacy means closeness. I appreciate you being vulnerable and having an intimate conversation. I appreciate your journey. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your outspokenness. I appreciate your creativity. And may you be blessed, my sister. I hope that your bank account triple. I hope that your water is always ice cold. I hope that your garden flourishes to where you have an abundant harvest. And that's my blessing to you, my sister.
Ashe, 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 and I receive all of that. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you and your time and your interview. Thank you so much.
No problem. You have a great day, and I will definitely do your book review later on tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you so much. You enjoy your day.
All right. Thank you too. Enjoy.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.